everybody, I have a card share for you all. I want to share a housewarming card that I made, or a congratulations on your new home card. I don't know what to call it, but I'm going to show you first what I used to make the card, and then I'll show you the card itself, and tell you that the process I went through. So I used the green from Paper Tray Ink, the new leaf, this Mountain Mist from Altenew, this little stamp here with the paper airplane and the little trail behind it. I wanted the trail, that's why I used it. These two stencils, it's a cloud stencil from MFT and a grass stencil from MFT. This set of clouds from Paper Smooches. And what is it called? Clouds. This pattern paper from Paper Tray Ink, it's the Petite Places pattern paper collection. This Petite Places Home and Garden die. Now I used a stamp set as well as the die set, I believe. So it makes a 3D house, but my house is not 3D. It is a flat 2D card. So just so you know. And there's the sentiment that I used here. This Boards and Beams stamp set, I used the congratulations on your new home. And there's another house that I used. Hold on a second. I did use the house die. This house die is was part of the Tinsel and Tags editions. It's right here. I used this house die right here. And I don't think I used the stamp at all. And this set of dies from the half and half, it coordinates with the half and half set, but this is the die that I used right here. There's 3 of them, but I used the top one. And this is the house they bought. So I got a wild idea that I should try and replicate their house into the card that I made for them. And so here's the card. And there's the little house. I'll hold it really close so you can kind of see some of the details in it. You can see the house, and there's the house I made. So how I did this was, this portion of the house right here was die cut using the Tinsel and Tags house. I cut a portion of the 3D image apart from it. And then I also use this house right here is from the other kit that I showed you, the Petite Places Home and Garden. And I cut the house up. So it doesn't have a house that has a peak like this. It is more of a rectangle. So I cut that peak. And then I drew it in. I drew all the lines in. The windows I stamped, because their house actually has rectangular windows, but the stamp was already there for me, so I just used the shutters and stamp from one of the sets. Now, these little posts, because the house is like a bungalow, these little posts and the actual fence on the wraparound porch, the posts come from a lantern that is in the set. Maybe it's not in this set. Let's see. No, the lantern comes from this add-on for the park. What is this called? Petite Places Walk in the Park. So the Walk in the Park has a lantern in it, or a set of lanterns, a right and a left. And here they are. And I cut that little curved part off right about here, right where the little hook comes in. I cut that off. So it made it look like the little pillars that I've used for the house. Okay. And then this little piece that goes across the top, there's a die cut for the walkway. Here it is. This one right here. I cut just a sliver of it off and used that for the roof line that goes across the wraparound porch. And then the little fencing is actually part of the set for the house. So I just use one little piece there. And then the stairs are just little pieces that are shoved up behind the posts that I have. And I drew in all of these details. So the brick, the lines for the siding, and the little grate, what do you call that, vent at the top, at the peak here. The chimney is actually part of the house set, but the shape is different. So I just cut it at an angle, because when you look at the picture here, it kind of looks different. So I kind of tried to replicate that here. Now I used some micron pens in black, and I also have some in a graphite color. I used the gray for the stripes or the siding, so that it wouldn't look so pronounced. And then I used my Copic markers to do some shading here at the peak where there's a shadow, and as well as a white gel pen to bring back the highlights where you have that white peak that comes away from the house. So I didn't actually have to put another die cut. I just used my gel pen to kind of give it that effect. So that is, oh, and this paper here is that Petite Places paper. So this and the actual die cut piece are part of the paper pack. And then I stenciled on the clouds and the grass. And then I stamped the sentiment on one of the clouds that I die cut. And then just put little puffy clouds around. These are popped up off the surface of the card. And then there's the little trail that I had, and I added a butterfly because it was kind of empty in this corner right here. So I kind of felt you had to put something in there for that. So that is my card. And the inside has the sentiment stamped. So yeah, that's my share for now, and thanks for watching. Bye. Hey everybody, I have a haul to share with you all, but first I'm going to share something that somebody had asked me about on one of my haul videos. So going to share with you this envelope ensemble die cut, as well as the, what is this one called? Scallop note card. So these two dies are sold separately. This is the scallop note card that recently came out from the stamp market. And this is a note card size. It's not an actual A2 size once you fold it in half. So like if you were to do a thank you card, you know, like a note for a gift bag or something like that, this is the size you'd probably want to use. And then here's the envelope ensemble, and it comes with all of these little dies. I will say that it does come with an envelope liner that fits the envelope. I did not cut this out, nor did I cut these other little pieces out. But you could see that you could put like a single sized little card inside of this that doesn't fold, and it is not the same size as the little note card die. It doesn't fit like a layer or anything like that because it's too wide, I'll say, as opposed to something that could fit nicely as a frame on the inside of the card, or, you know, as a card front. So but the hearts would work fine. So anyhow, I wanted to share that with you. The little scallop note card comes with some words, and the words are congrats, thanks, friend, and welcome. So something like a little gift. If you wanted to give a little gift, you could have a little note card to go with it. So here's the envelope. I die cut this from some Tilda paper that I had out, and you could see that I did it on the diagonal so the die would fit and I wouldn't have to cut too much of the paper up. I don't know exactly the size of this die, but I did cut it with my Gemini, so I'm assuming a Big Shot would probably fit this on the diagonal. There's the die cut itself. I'm going to measure it so that you'll know how wide it is across. So the die cut is 6.5 inches. So if your die cutter has an opening for 6.5, I'm sorry, 6 3/4. You'll probably need that much clearance for your paper. Anyway, if you have a die cutter that holds that, I'm assuming a Big Shot would, but I didn't cut this with my Big Shot. I cut it with my Gemini, my full-size Gemini. Then you could probably die cut this envelope. So here's the envelope, and then here is the note card that fits inside. So they are sold separately. Somebody had asked me if it did fit. This little note card did fit inside. I didn't embellish it because I wasn't intending on finishing it, but you can see the paper is double-sided. Very quick to make a little note card. If you use double-sided paper, you just have to put your sentiment and whatever you want on the inside and outside of your card. And then obviously you glue this little flap down here to the other two pieces that are created from the die cut. I will say the reason I have my scoreboard out is because I had to score the flap, because the die cut itself, the way it's made, well, it actually didn't have the score line right here, and that's because the way that they manufactured the die, this particular piece in here fits inside, and so they could reuse the steel, you know, from the sheet to cut these other pieces on the inside of this die cut. So that's just more for, you know, manufacturing. So it doesn't have a score right here, a score line right here for either of these two dies, which is easy to do if you have a scoreboard, and most of us do who are card makers. Blech, or crafters, really. So there's the envelope, ensemble, and scallop note card dies. Now to my haul. I purchased some more items from Jillian Vance Designs. Here is her website. She has this category in her store for like 75% off, or I believe is what it is. And if you shop that category, everything in it is 75%, or whatever the percentage off is. It's like 70 or 75, somewhere in there. So she sent me another freebie of blue sequins. I got this French horn die. I was thinking about Christmas, of course. You can see this would be really cool cut out in like a antique gold colored cardstock with like maybe a red bow and some green holly. I got this antique sled die, which I think is actually smaller than some of the other sled dies that I have. So I just thought it was a good price. If you're looking at this price, this is not the price I paid, obviously. So keep that in mind. This is a quatrefoil bookmark. Now, this goes over their bookmark shape. I have their bookmark, and I use it more as a tag, but this is just like a cover for the bookmark. So don't think that you can just create with this, because it's going to die cut all this pattern in here, and you would need the backer piece. But I do have the bookmarker already. So this is the Art Deco backdrop, and she includes some nesting dies inside. So this is more like a cover plate die with all of the layers that go with it, and then this decorative piece as well. Good price on this. I got this stamp. We have July 4th coming up soon, and I think Flag Day was Friday. So I got this stamp because I've been wanting to make a card to go along with some of the other stamps I've hauled recently. I Spy My Magnifying Glass die set. I don't know why I can't talk. But I thought, what a great price. I'll go ahead and get it because I have another set of stamps that have a magnifying glass, and I thought, well, this would be good for my little nephew's cards as he gets older and is able to read and understand what the cards mean. And then this last one is a die from Spellbinders that came out, and this is a dog tag. So I thought I would go ahead and get that because it was a great price. It was, you know, 75% off this price here. So a couple of bucks, no big deal. So that's what I got from her shop. And then there was a release from Concord and 9th. And I had at least 2 people tell me that they thought of me when they saw the set. So of course, I picked it up. This is a really big strawberry, by the way. As some of you know who've watched my channel long enough, I'm kind of obsessed with strawberries, and they gave you 3 different sizes in this set. So there's these 2 inner ones here, and then there's a bigger one. And again, I think this strawberry is probably not the size you'd make a card from. Like if you wanted to make a little note card or a tag, this would be cute as a tag. But this was more like you could put it on the front of an A2 size card and it would really be great. And they said the words here fit inside of this larger strawberry. So they're designed to fit inside. So, and you get 2 other sentiments here. And some little strawberry flowers. This is the freebie from the release. I ordered enough to get the freebie. It says sending happy thoughts and celebrate you. And then there's 3 hearts. And then I got this background die, which was part of the release. This is herringbone background. And then I got this one, which is not part of the release. This is an older set. Gingham background. It's on a diagonal. And then you also get this little additional detail piece that you can stamp in another color. And then the last thing I got was this turnabout. This is the Flower Patch turnabout stamp set, and this is not new either, I don't believe. Here is the stamp. Okay, so if you stamp it 3 times with, is it 3? No, 4 times with different colors, this is what you get in the end. And then, you know, it'll look like this as you stamp along, so that you guys know what it looks like. So yeah, I was willing to try this one out. We'll see. I'm not a huge fan of the turnabouts, partly because I'm kind of lazy when it comes to doing this, but at the same time, I kind of always amaze myself at what I'll be willing to do. And then this is the coordinating die set. I don't know why they put these 2 together, but I guess because this creates this small background, this larger die set really complements the way the flowers are made here. So anyway, that's what I got for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.